Alright, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Geneforge 1 here on my channel, Idle Wisdom. Now we're here in Pentil, and we just introduced ourselves to Leader Rydell, who told us about the sect of the Obeyers, the only loyal servile sect on Susha Island, or so he says. And it's a sect of serviles who are dedicated to preserving the will of the Shapers. Heading back out to the Pentil Plains because I remembered I missed something. If we recall, over here where Chesh Blade and his soldiers were, huddling, there was two serviles over here who were blocking this area, and I think there's something good over here. Or at least something. And I was going to go get it, and then I forgot. So I figured I'll do it right now. And then we'll return to Pentil. What is it? Was it? Oh, it's... Well, who knows? Maybe it's something good. It's... Wow, thorns! That's just so amazing. That icy crystal. Man, I thought it would be better than that. Jeez, what a ripoff. Maybe something good over here. Well, two bronze swords. Let's see what's over here. Javelins. Oh, man, dude. Well, we'll take it and sell it. Back to Pentil. That was kind of disappointing, I have to say. I thought for sure there'd be something good. You don't always get good things, I suppose. Everybody? Everybody? Oh, there you are. Woohoo! Alright. Alright, so, back in Pentil. So, we're going to look around Pentil and see what we can see. First, let's take a look around here. Is there anything over here? More guards. They all just say, yawn. Oh, my feet hurt. Which, of course, is a thing. Oh, wow, that sounds like an essence pool or something, or a healing pool. Maybe on the other side of that wall. Yeah, like when you're on guard duty a lot, you have hurting feet a lot. Just like in retail work or food service. Let's see, gemstones and living tools, but they're not ours. So strictly speaking, that'd be considered stealing. And since we've not decided that the Obeyers are our enemies, let's not do that. At least not yet. My feet hurt. Here's another exit. That goes down to, I believe, the, let's see, is it the Pentil Woods? Yes, the Pentil Woods. That's where those militia were that we cleared out. So if we'd come in from that way, we would have come into Pentil right here. But I wanted to clear out those other areas and see what we could find. Do we have... Oh, no. Oh, we're close to a level. 110 points more, and we'll gain a level. It's interesting, the ambient sounds, the background noises for towns in these spiderweb games changes. The sounds he uses, the guy who does these games, Jeff Vogel, changes with time, and he gets... you can kind of tell... I don't know, maybe he was trying to find more and more convincing town sounds. I don't know. This one always sounds like there's some kid, like it's like a little kid like crying who's inconsolable. His mom said he can't have we're not buying popsicles, we're not buying hamburgers, we're just going home, and they're crying and having a fit. Or maybe their shoes don't fit and their feet hurt. I could understand that, I suppose. It's really unpleasant. Alright, well, we made a full circuit. You can tell by just the shape, this is like a full-on fort, like they said. Let's go down this way and see what we can see. That's where Leader Rydell is. Who's in here? Nobody. Any biscuits in the oven? Nope. Nope. I don't even know if that's the kitchen. I don't even know what that place was. It looked like a kitchen, but there's no one there and there's nothing in there. How about you? Who are you? Are you a farmer? This servile. This is one of the serviles who works hard to grow food and raise meat. The hard work has left the creature with rough hands and strong muscles. It's very different from the serviles back home. And she bows to you. I am pleased by your attention, Shaper. I hope I can help you. Well, tell me about your farm. It is outside the west gate. Now that the gate has been cleared, we are starting to return to our lands to repair the damage that has been done. I'm looking for information. Is there anyone here who can help me? Rydell is the leader here. He is the one with the most knowledge. He is the leader of the Obeyers. I know he would be honored by a visit from you. His hall is at the west side of the central building. Alright, that's cool. Good. Thank you, Shaper. Very kind. Well, we've already talked to Leader Rydell, so that's not going to help us too much right now. Ah, Learned Jaffe, a sage. So here's the learned servile of the Obeyers, maybe. Though the serviles of Pentil claim total obedience to the Shapers, it is very strange what you find here. It is a laboratory, used for new creations, for shaping new creations. It has been scrupulously maintained by the serviles. It also looks like, despite the absence of Shapers for many years, the lab has been in use. The serviles here seem to have been trying to use Shaper powers on their own. Very strange and worrying. This bears further investigation. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, wow. What's going on here? Look, they have tamed Fiora. Let's talk to you. Are you Learned Jaffe? Ah, come here. Learned Jaffe. You meet a servile sage. You know that serviles are often used as researchers and laboratory assistants. This one clearly aspires to be something more. You smell the sulfur stink of living Fioras. Ah, welcome, Shaper, the old servile says. I am Jaffe of the Obeyers. I have been here long and learned much. I'm sure there is much you want to know about the Isle. I can help you. What sort of work are you doing here? What is this lab for? Do not fear, Shaper. I'm not following the arts forbidden to us serviles. I would never attempt to make my own creations. I have been trying to tame existing creations, to control rogues and have them fight for us, instead of against us. I expose them to training, to beating, to essence, and to appeal to their natural obedience, to true Shaper thoughts. But does it work? Yes, it does. Most of the rogues we capture do not survive the taming, but a few, all Fioras, have. They fight for us now, in some places. We need all the forces we can have to survive what is against us. So they're taming wild Fioras, and wonder if they could breed them in captivity too. I don't know. Let's see, I have another question. There is much I want to learn from you. I'm sure there is. However, I can only share my knowledge with an ally of the Obeyers. I know much, and I cannot afford to aid anyone we are not sure follows the true designs of the Shapers. Here's that whole true Shaper thing again. Let's see, okay, does it work? Well, he doesn't want to say much to us at all. Anything? 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 Nope. Alright, well. That's it. Yeah, he's got a full, essence and healing pool. 6 living tools. That's a pretty strong lot. Alright, well, I guess carry on. I don't know. You can't even throw us a bone, though? Oh, who are you? Oh, it's just another farmer. What's this sign? The sign says, always be thinking of the true will. Okay. So says Comrade Leader Rydell. Who are you? Oh, guard servile. Okay. Oh, Pixley. That's the one that Rydell said could maybe tell us about a boat. And, if we remember, this is the servile that the merchant in Vackery wanted us to talk to. You meet a relatively happy servile, good-natured despite the horrors that surround her. When you approach, she switches from happiness to ecstasy. The Shaper! Visiting me? I'm honored! I am Pixley, the leader of the travelers, the one who moves things around. The ones who move things around, who roam the whole isle, sometimes to aid the Shapers, sometimes for ourselves. It is the greatest honor to meet a Shaper at last. You can always tell a game's made in America, in the USA, right? Look at the word honored. It's spelled the right way. No, H-O-N-O-R-E-D. So many. If a game is made like in the UK or whatnot, it'll always be spelled with the O-U. Yes. Let's see. You travel around. My ancestors were the ones who moved supplies around for the Shapers. We do the same thing, keeping the routes of travel clear so that we may serve your kind in the same way when you return. But since you have been traveling, you must know how dangerous our task is. Well, what lies east of here? First, there's a river spanned by 2 bridges, crumbling but intact. Then heavy woods. You will find many rogue creations, but servile outposts as well. Some of them will aid you. Then the deadly area of Kaz, swarming with takers. Then a few jagged rocky peaks, and then water again. Oh, wow. Oh, the topography and everything. What lies to the north? Desolate wastes with rogues and little else. Beware that area, Shaper. Not even my folk travel up there. So when you said you travel the whole island, that was relatively speaking, I suppose. Well, what has made things especially dangerous? That's an easy one. It's the bridges. The river to the east is spanned by 2 bridges and they're both blocked. They're guarded by monsters and such. I have lost 2 travelers there, both killed. It is a sort of horrible thing that we have been hoping the Shapers would rescue us from. If you were able to clear one of the bridges for us, we would be so thankful. Alright. Let's see. Oh, let's tell her about the message from Cole. I have a message from Cole in Bakri. He wants to resume trade with you. Before you arrived, I would have said that would be futile, but you have done much to clear the route between here and there. Tell Cole that I will do my best to begin sending goods there. He must be patient though, it will take time. There is still much danger on the roads. Now that's interesting. Is that going counter to what Leader Rydell was saying about trying to keep Bakri isolated? Or is this, you know, a little bit of trade is fine, but just not full scale, like, I don't know. That's interesting. Is Pixley doing what, working at cross purposes with Rydell, or is she? Maybe Rydell doesn't care. I don't know. Let's ask her about a boat. I wish to find a boat in your travels. Have you seen one? I wish I could meet your every need, Shaper, but I have never seen a boat. But she thinks. One of my travelers told me that she saw a ship recently near the south shore of here. And she tells you how many days ago. Coincidentally, it was the same day you were attacked and swam to this island. She was traveling through the tombs. To get there, go south, through the Pentil woods, and then east. If you explore the shore, you might find something. Alright, cool. Now, the tombs are an interesting area. Ah, cool. Maybe we'll go there next episode. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But soon. What's down here? Oh, someone's room. These look like residential areas. These were probably guard barracks back when the Shapers were here. For like the Shaper soldiers. Are you just a regular? Yeah, you're just... Oh, it's servile. No. Carry on, carry on. I think these are just going to be... Yeah, we're not going to rob serviles. Dormitories. Give me a break. Servile... Oh, no. Alright. That's it. Nothing back here for us of any real usefulness. Our little parade. What does it say? Always be thinking of the true will. Alright, wow. A merchant. Several serviles have set up stands in the courtyard. Though the dangerous creatures plaguing the countryside have dramatically reduced commerce, you suspect that a lot of trade took place here once. The merchant looks up at you. Strangely, though the serviles seem to worship you, the merchant looks very uncomfortable. Greetings, mighty Shaper. I'm honored that you have found the time to inspect my humble wares. I hope you will forgive me, but times are very tight, and I must ask for much more than for my goods than I would like to. Oh. How has trade been? Oh, Shaper, it's been terrible. Since those horrible monsters started roaming around everywhere, it's been so dangerous. We've been unable to scavenge for shaper artifacts, and we have not been able to carry goods between settlements. If only one of the bridges to the east were clear, life would be much easier. Hopefully someone will come and help us in our time of need. The servile looks at you hopefully. I think we need to clear one of the bridges. I think that's what it's hinting at. Let's trade. Oh, well, this one's just, you know, veggie sandwiches. Though the merchants in Pentil are obeyers, and thus conditioned to worship shapers, they are also merchants. They still need to earn a living. Thus, while they will generally offer you good deals, they will not give away their goods. Good deals, that says utterly ridiculous. That's not a good deal at all. I don't want a veggie sandwich, thank you. Now these merchants all say the same thing, so let's see what this one has to trade. Oh, more useful stuff. Utterly ridiculous, though. Jeez. That's terrible prices. Good grief. Some good stuff, though. Spray crystals, healing pods, curing pods, speed pods, essence pods, healing spores, curing spores, and speed spores. Those are speed everybody up, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to think about it. I'm just window shopping. I need a window. Let's see, what do you have? Oh, here's the weapons merchant. Arms merchant. Actually, we can sell some of the stuff we have carrying. Let's sell these javelins. No, acid thorns. What are you? Regular thorns. We're selling those. Selling that sword and that fiery rod. Okay, what's this? Student's belt. That's the extra one, right? That is the girdle of strength. Let's sell this one. Bamsis. Anything else to sell? Nope. Alright. So what does he have? We can buy, venom batons. Big deal. I don't think we're gonna... He has some strong thorns. How about our thorns? How are we on those? Yeah, we're fine. Javelins, icy crystals. Actually, let's buy these icy crystals. I like having those just in case. You saw how useful those can be. At this point in the game, they're still pretty useful. Eh. This would be a lot more useful perhaps for someone else, but Evodius here really doesn't need any of their stuff. Jeez. Alright, cool. What you find in this library is simultaneously impressive and pitiful. This place is a monument to the serviles' worship of the Shapers. The shelves here are filled with scrolls, and you pick one up, and then another. They are records, bureaucratic notes of the colony here before it was abandoned. They aren't originals, though. They are copies, painstakingly made and kept legible by servile scribes, in case the Shapers ever return. The records are worthless, though. Whatever information they contain has been rendered obsolete and useless by years of abandonment. So much time was wasted here, just because the serviles thought your people might wish it. Oh man, that's depressing. Oh man. All these scrolls are just bureaucratic trivia. I guess if there was ever, you wanted to have some, wow. So all this, wow. Let's see what this servile says. Learned Dana. At last, you meet a servile who's doing a proper servile act. Serviles are generally used for record keeping and other less physically taxing jobs. They are too smart to be used for farming and too weak for fighting. I don't know if that's actually, if that makes sense, but anyways, whatever. I mean, some serviles are smart, but they use serviles for farming all the time. I don't know. Sometimes I think that this game series, its lore gets a little twisted up, but not in the major points, just minor ones. This female shows you the respect and awe that seems the norm here. Shaper, do inspect us at last. I am Dana. Welcome to the records hall. I maintain it, and train other serviles to maintain it. I hope it meets with your approval. You keep records. Do you know much about the history of Susha Island? Very little. The records are, well, we don't really understand them. but I have gathered a little bit of knowledge. Well, let's ask her about the canisters. They seem to be changing me. I know that they were discovered here. I have records of their construction and use. They are capable of rewriting the very code of life hidden deep within your being. The Shapers then stopped making them suddenly and fled the island. I don't know why. She looks at you closely. Shaper, you've been using them, haven't you? Though I have never seen one of you, you look strange to me. And she fetches an old mirror, worn and cracked, and shows you your face. She's right, you have changed. There is a cold look in your eyes, and you think that you can see a faint glow underneath your skin. Very strange. I'm sure that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Well, do you know why the island was barred, or what it was used for? Records tell us that huge amounts of supplies were moved around here, and many, many Shapers came and left. The most important Shapers were Daphniel, Horata, and Danette. What they were doing and why they left, I have no idea. I am so sorry. Now, we've heard of Daphniel before from the servant mine in the school, and he apparently was the lead in... You know, he was the head of teaching. He was the head teacher on Susha Island. So there's two others, Horata and Danette. I can tell you, though, who keeps the good records. His name is Toivo. He is a foul taker in Kaz. He jealously guards the most valuable records of the Shapers, even the locations of their most useful artifacts. To learn more, find him. Huh. A foul taker. Yeah, Obeyers and takers don't like each other at all. I mean, the Awakened have kind of a critical attitude towards both. And I would say and like we saw with Rydell, he's like, oh, maybe the Awakened are right, but we're not sure. We're not going to take a chance. And if you remember that Taker spy was like, the Awakened are sort of on the right track, but they're unrealistic, and therefore we have to kill their leader, which is kind of like, what the heck? Anyways, let's go on. Another question. What sort of records are stored here? My ancestors were charged by the Shapers to keep the records of affairs on this island, and for years we have done that. It has been difficult, pulling people away from hunting and farming, but we have always trained more to keep these records. Sometimes they have rotted and have been damaged, and we have recopied them. I'm sure everything here is intact, and as the Shapers would wish it. I hope our work pleases you. Let's see. We can say, you have done well. You should always do what the Shapers wish, even if it doesn't always make sense. It's like being in the army. Obey your orders even when you don't understand anything. Or we can say, this is madness! You have wasted all this effort maintaining useless records. You should stop. I mean, that's probably true. It's just, you know, the dramatics might be a bit much. Or, is there any way I can keep help keep the records? Okay, so what should we say? I don't know. I think we should just tell her that these records are... Well, I don't know. Let's see if we can find some more. If we keep on finding nothing but nonsense, we'll tell her. Can I help? You are kind, Shaper. Many old books of records have been lost over the years. Some to the west, some to the north. Many around Kaz. We have tried to find and preserve them, but with little luck. The more such records you can bring me, if you find any at all, the better we can serve you. Alright, well, I'm not going to say either of these things because, yeah, these both seem like kind of overdone answers, although I might lean towards this one eventually. Although, the madness is a bit much. But then again, so is the, you should always do everything you should say, no matter what, even if it doesn't make sense. In the forest, at night, even when no one's around, praise the king. Or whatever it is. Necklord has his little undead soldiers say they're in Suikoden. I don't know. Do y'all play Suikoden? Ever? It was a good game. Shaper Records, Living Tool. Oh, well, I guess we got a Living Tool. Let's see. We'll ask her about these. Maybe she knows about these, but we'll give them to her anyways. Maybe she forgot these are here. I'm sure she's so busy training people that she forgot she had these. Either that, we'll see what sort of experience we get from this. Dana, got something for you. I found some old Shaper records. She takes them eagerly. Thank you, Shaper. We will catalog and restore these precious documents. Since you have left, we have gathered up some meager payment for your kind help. She gives you a few coins. And then she realizes that you gave her the stuff that she had in her back room. No, she... Alright, well, we'll see. We got 18 experience. That's okay, I suppose. I don't know. We'll probably have to tell her that those are just old, useless records. Unless we find some of the other ones that aren't. But I feel that she's just wasting her time. Natalie. This servile is young, but she moves as if she bears a heavy burden. Her hands show the signs of much hard work, but her robes are clean, indicating that she's been working inside for a while. And when she sees you, she kneels. A single tear runs down her cheek. I heard, but I did not dare believe. It is true. After all our waiting, you have returned to us. Welcome, Shaper. I am Natalie, head of the farmers. I have trained the serviles as you wish. Well, tell me about the farmers. We serviles always grew food for the Shapers of Susha Island. When they left, see, they just said that they don't waste serviles on tasks like farming. I think it must mean that the smarter serviles, maybe they don't, when the smarter serviles, they don't use this for farming. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. We serviles always grew food for the Shapers on Susha Island. When they left, we felt they would one day return, and we wanted to be able to resume service to our creators. So, for generations, we have trained our children to grow food. Of course, being able to eat it ourselves helped us survive to serve you better. I saw the state of your farms. I also cleared the roads away from the west gate. Oh, Shaper, I know. Thank you. Even now, we are sending out farmers to repair the considerable damage. Thanks to you, we will not starve. You came to solve problems when all was worst, as we were always taught you would. Alright, well, you know. Good thing I could be here at the proper time. The Shapers have mysterious ways. Why are you so worn? He's a farmer. Why the hell do you think he's worn out? That's a stupid question. Do you not have a job? Well, maybe Evodius doesn't. Oh, well, maybe we're... Yeah, okay, that's good. So Evodius is wondering, why are you, head of farmers, worn out? She bends lower, leaning closer to you for strength. Not long ago, my bonded was lost. His name was Hudge. He was cutting wood, and a blish poisoned him and he died. For a time, I questioned how the Shapers could abandon us, and I wondered how they could let these things happen to us. In the end, Rydell came to me and told me how it was all for the best. He told me how you understood all, and he made sure it was all happening for a reason. It was a great comfort to me. Please, Shaper, forgive my doubts. Ugh. So it's more than just being a farmer and head of farm. Here's good. What does it mean to be bonded? I mean, I think we can figure that out. But again, he was my mate, my love. Interesting. Though you knew that serviles were fertile and could reproduce, because it would be a waste of effort to magically create all that are needed, you never thought about their mating rituals and such. It isn't something Shapers pay much attention to. What? You guys are people too? See, he's learning that serviles are people too, even in the Obeyer town. That's, I don't know. I don't think the Shapers are going to approve this entire island. Except unless, of course, the takers convince them. But I doubt that will happen. Let's see. We could say Rydell was right. Sometimes our creations must suffer, but it is necessary. Or Rydell was wrong. We never gave a thought to you. That you were made to suffer like this was a terrible thing. I feel like kind of bad throwing shade on Rydell. He was trying to do his best. I would say, but I mean, I don't know. I think Evodius is, while he probably feels like, well, you know, that's just the way it happened, but saying it out loud himself to the sad servile himself, it's like, ugh. I normally pay people to say these nasty things for me. I don't think about them. And maybe he's tempted to just, I'm gonna go see what what the Fioras are doing. I'm gonna not answer. But that seems lame too. I think this is starting to determine which way we're gonna go. I think Rydell was wrong. We never gave a thought to you, and that you were made to suffer like this was a terrible thing, and wow, I hope I don't get my butt kicked when I get back. Natalie blinks a few times. She's silent, and she tries to process what you've said. Then she seems quietly to reject it. No, Shaper, that is not the thought of a true Shaper. She's definitely right. What our creators say is truth. For making us, we owe them all debts. Well, that could still be true while, I don't know. What our creators say is truth. And for making us, we owe them debts. Those two statements don't necessarily have to both be true. You could owe a very flawed person a debt. But anyways, alright. Please do not lead me from a true following of your kind. Alright, well, thanks for... I'm sorry to waste your time then. They're gonna be like, he's not a true Shaper. He was saying that they're not omnipotent and all-powerful, almighty, and all-knowing. Godwin, this burly servile has a pair of axes at his belt, one on either side, and he looks very restless and not excessively in awe of you. This hall, once quite grand, has been converted into a lumberyard. The smell of freshly cut wood is heavy in the air. I'm Godwin, he says. I'm the head woodsman. I keep serviles trained in the ways. So when the Shapers return, we're ready to fetch wood for them. It's odd. You've never known serviles to be asked to fetch wood. I don't know. That's odd. Well, I mean, maybe Evodius doesn't. A lot of the other games, you see serviles cutting wood all over the place in Shaperland. So maybe, you know, Evodius, maybe they use coal. Serviles don't fetch wood. This is strange. They fetch coal. I've never met a servile woodsman before. No? Cutting trees and getting wood was one of the main things Shapers used as serviles for. Though that was a long time ago, I guess. That's why we would make sure to train new woodsfolk, down generation to generation. We must always be able to obey your will, though it's been difficult. What sort of difficulties? Nothing that'll surprise you. Rogues, Blish, lots of them. In the woods to the south, they aren't tough. Run a few of us at them with axes, and we can take them down quick. But then the next week they're back. They keep reappearing, and we can't figure it out. But perhaps I could figure out where the Blish are coming from. Perhaps you could. We've always hoped Shapers would return to help us, but I never thought it would happen. But if it did, I sure would be grateful. If you could find the source of the Blish and remove it, I would reward you the best I could. Tripping over my words. Let's see. He had something else to say. He said we must always be able to obey your will. And you must always obey the Shapers? Always. If they're a true Shaper, one who believes in maintaining the old ways of things, you aren't an obeyer, so you don't understand. But we will obey you and take our part in the grand way of things, and give you proper gratitude for our creation. There's a good interesting... That's interesting, right? It's like you're a Shaper, and yet you don't fully understand the way it is because you're not an obeyer. The rules for obeying are laid down by the obeyer, the interpretation of the obeyers, not by the walking, talking Shaper that's here. Then again, who knows? There's those rogue humans here on the island, so maybe they're, I don't know. Maybe they have their doubts. What is all the wood for? Warmth, tools, cooking fires. Also, we're running out of space for in the Shaper buildings. We think we should try to make our own new buildings out of wood. We don't know if serviles making buildings follows the true will of the Shapers. There is argument, but soon I think we will have no choice. In a sense, they're a particular type. I don't know. They're exploring new horizons in their society. Like they want to follow the will of the Shapers. They need new space for housing, but they don't know if building houses obeys the will of the Shapers. And so it probably has to have a vote on it. I found a creature that was making the new Vlish. It is no longer functioning. Now remember down south, a couple episodes ago, we cleared out the Vlish in the Pentil woods, and there was that little Vlish spawner in that shed. So, we already did this. Well, I was always told the Shapers would help their creations, but I never thought I'd see the day. Thank you, Shaper. I have doubted the wisdom of the Obeyers, but I never will again. I think you should keep an open mind, Hal. I would like to teach you something about what I learned. I would never dare, but from what I have heard, I think it might be useful. You have to be quick to hurt Vlish. Here's some techniques I've learned. Godwin explains to you several techniques for lunging quickly and getting the drop on potential opponents. His advice is very useful. He doesn't comment on how you landed on this island with almost no training, but he's clearly realized it. Alright, cool. And he gave us well, we made a level, because we got 180 experience, and he also gave us 2 levels of quick action, which is very handy. So we have quick action level 3, so we'll get our turn a lot faster. We also have 7 skill points, so we can, I don't know, I'll have to think about what we're going to do. For now, let's just finish up exploring, and then I'll end this episode. Oh, what's over here? Who are you? A farmer? And nothing. Nothing. We're looking for Mikal, if you recall. Oh, wait, oh, that's Chesh. Oh, I didn't even, last time I missed him. Last time I played this game, I didn't see him in town. This servile guard looks very beaten down, as if he has seen a lot of intense combat recently. His shoulder is bandaged, and his face is bruised. He looks familiar. He looks familiar? I think I might have seen you like an hour ago. Welcome, Shaper. I am Chesh. I just came from a fierce battle on the fields of the west. It's good to see you are well. What are you doing now? I am only part of the town watch until I am better. The moment I am at full strength, I will be patrolling the bridges to the east, watching for rogue serviles and other taker scum. I can't wait to begin fighting anew. In the name of our creators, having you here inspires us all, Shaper. Oh, any questions? He's determined to continue his patrols. Okay, that's it. He was part of a fierce battle? The battle that you sort of shook in your boots and didn't do nothing? Whatever, dude. If you want to go with that story. Oh, maybe he was part of many fierce battles before that. It's always possible. Mikal Blade. You doubt that you will ever get used to seeing serviles like this one. Tall, armored, and skilled with weapons. Fortunately, you have little to fear from this one. That's interesting that you would be, your first reaction would be fear. Almost sounds like you think maybe the serviles have something to resent you for. But whatever. It is all he can do to keep from throwing himself on the floor at your feet. Welcome, Great Shaper. I am Mikal Blade, commander of the armed serviles here. We have waited so long for the return of your kind. There are so many foes facing us, and so little we can do to oppose them without help. You said you need my help. What's troubling you, servile? If you leave the city gates to the east and travel down the road to the south, you will reach Thorny Wood. Along the central road, you will find a small outpost. The guards there they're blocking a band of dangerous rogue serviles sent from wicked Kaz to the east. They have protected themselves with traps and guards, and we cannot eliminate them. Thus, I must waste valuable resources besieging them. If you could slay them, it would be most helpful to your loyal serviles here. I wish to learn more about the threats around you. Where to begin? There are constant spies and infiltrators from Kaz. There are rogues, and now there are even sightings of evil humans on our island. All humans are barred from here, and yet they come! What mischievous humans. Where did the rogues come from? We don't know. They first started to come about a year ago. First 1 or 2, small and misshapen, then more, and then hordes! I hear there are even huge beasts that hide in caves and make the things themselves. At first it was a nuisance, now it threatens all our lives. I wonder if the word is spread from the Awakened about the spawners. What about the spies from Kaz? Kaz is a village to the east. It is a sick place, consumed by the beliefs of the Takers, who would lead us in rebellion against our kind. The horror of it, I can't bear to think of it. They send spies out here all the time to foment violence against our creators. Don't worry though, when we find one of them, we deal with them. How? quickly and in a way that ensures they never question the Shapers again. We never hesitate to do your will. Ouch. Let's see. How about the humans? I've never seen one. I've only heard rumors. But this is what I have heard. They look different. They speak a different tongue. Their manner is strange. They came here on ships from far away. Each one has the strength of 10 thods and can shoot beams of flame with their eyes. This is all rumor though, so perhaps some of it might not be entirely reliable. Oh, you never know. Maybe there's some wizards among them? I don't know. Okay. Is there anything else he'll tell us? Or no? Mikal Blade. No. Alright. Well, that's... So... Like everyone else, he has lots of problems. The room here, this room has a number of blood splatters on the floor. They are quite dry, but they're not very. I think they use that room to execute spies. I'm not sure, but that's what it sounds like. Now these two other rooms are both locked with very powerful locks. Maybe later on we'll do something about that, but for now, I think we are going to call this an episode right here. We've explored the village of Pentil and talked to the Bears. Next episode, we're going to return to Valkyrie and tell Cole the merchant that the Bears Pixley is willing to resume trade, and then we're going to probably head to the tombs, where we heard that we might find a ship. Thank you for joining me on this episode of my Let's Play of Geneforge 1 here on my channel, Idle Wisdom. Take care, y'all.